Hey everybody, welcome to our Tech Tip Tuesday series on using Google Drive, Docs, Sheets, and Slides with a screen reader. Today we're going to get started by talking about Google Drive. Now before we begin, I want to mention that all of the key commands that we're going to cover in this video, as well as the rest of the videos in this series, can be used with the four main screen readers. That's NVDA, JAWS, Chromevox, and VoiceOver for Mac. Also remember that when we use these Google-specific or app-specific key commands, if they're not working for you and you're using JAWS or NVDA, remember that you might need to switch your modes. If you're not sure how to do that, we're going to put a link below to show you how to switch modes in JAWS and in NVDA. Now let's get started. I'm logged in here to Google Drive, and before we even get into navigating and how to navigate, I want to make sure that we're in the right view. Now, Google Drive has two different views that we can choose from. There's grid view, where our files and folders are in columns and rows, or there's list view, where it's in one big long list. Now, you can choose whatever you want, but in my opinion, navigating with a screen reader in list view is so much easier than navigating those columns and rows. If you'd like to change your view in Google Drive, all you have to do is press the V key for view. I'm going to do that now.
V. Change to list view. My Drive Google Drive.
And as you can see,
blank.
it's real easy. I've just changed my view. Now I want to talk about our three main sections of Google Drive. First, there's our navigation area. That's this little sidebar on the left-hand side. The navigation area is where you can jump to your main sections of Google Drive. There's, of course, My Drive. If somebody shares something with you, you're going to go to Shared with Me. Or if you have a shared drive that you've shared with multiple people, that's going to be in Shared Drives. That's our main sections of Drive. Our list area is this main content area. This is where our files and folders are going to live. And finally, our details area is where you'll find all of the file-specific or folder-specific details about the folder that is selected. Now, to jump between these three areas, it's really simple. To jump to the navigation area, it's going to be GN for Go to Navigation. This is a layered key command, so you're going to press G, let go, and press N really quickly afterwards, and then let go. All right, it's going to sound like this.
GN. Navigation landmark.
Awesome. And now I'm in my navigation area. To jump to my list area, of course, it's going to be GL, right? For Go to List. Let's try it. GL.
GL. Main landmark.
Awesome. And I bet you can predict how to get to that details area, can't you? GD for Go to Details.
GD. Details pane complementary
There we
landmark.
go. Awesome.
Tab control.
Now to move in these specific areas, to move up and down, in the navigation and the list area, you're going to use the up and down arrow keys, just like lists and menus. In the details section, you'll see that it says tab control. That means that you're going to use tab and shift tab to navigate inside that section. Now before we move on, I want to show you a little bit of how this works, right? A whole sequence. So I'm going to show you how to get to Shared with Me and find a file that somebody shared with me, right? So to do that, I'm in My Drive. I need to switch to the main section Shared with Me. So that means I need to go to the navigation section first because it's a main area, right? So I'm going to go GN.
GN. Navigation landmark.
And now that I'm in my navigation area, I'm going to use my up and down arrow keys to find Shared with Me.
Computers not selected collapsed. Shared with Me not selected.
There it is. I'm going to press
Level 1.
Enter.
Selected.
Once you
Shared
press
with Me
Enter,
Google
Google Drive
Drive
should
document
immediately jump you back to the list. But if it doesn't, you can always do GL.
GL.
Looks like I'm already there. And now I can scroll through my Shared with Me section with my up and down arrow keys to open a document that somebody shared with me. So now that we know how to move around in Google Drive and find different files and folders, let's figure out how to create new files or folders. So I'm going to start here in the My Drive section, and I'm going to create a new folder. To create a new folder or a new file, make sure you're in the section that you want to be in, and then you're going to press the C key for create. Let me try that now. Press C.
C. Menu loading menu
And
submenu.
as you can see and hear, a new menu has popped up with all of the things that you possibly could create in Drive. Those are folders. You can upload a file or a folder. You can create a Google Doc or a Google Slide, whatever you want. But I'm going to stick with a folder here. So I'm going to scroll to Folder.
File upload. Folder.
And once I'm there, I'm going to press Enter.
New.
Now it's asking me, what do I want to name this folder? Well, let's name it Notes, okay?
M-O-T-E-S.
And once I'm satisfied with that, I'm going to press Enter.
New menu
And my
button.
folder's
Modes
created. Now, as you can see, I did misspell the name of my folder. Uh-oh, what are we going to do? Well, this gets to our last skill that we're going to talk about today, and that is using the context menu. Now, the context menu is a computer term. It's not just in Drive. It's any time, if you're a sighted person, that you right-click on something on your computer. When you right-click and that menu opens up, that is your context menu. If you're a blind or low vision user, or you're explaining this to a blind or low vision user, the context menu is a menu that opens up all of the options for that particular thing. For example, I'm going to open up the context menu of my new folder, and I'll see all of the things that I possibly can do with that folder. Of course, what we want to do is rename it. So let's get started. I'm going to use the A key, and you can think about this as the Actions menu. A for Actions. Press A.
Menu loading menu
It says
submenu.
Context menu. And as you can see, there's all of these options I could possibly do with this folder. I could download it. I could move it. But I want to rename it. So let me scroll through with my arrow keys.
Share mode. Get link. Show file. Add short. Move to. Add to. Rename 8 of 12.
And there's rename. I'm going to press Enter.
Rename dialog.
All right, this dialog box has opened up. I'm going to rename it Notes, not Motes.
N-O-T-E-S.
And once I'm done, Enter. And my folder
Main
is
landmark.
renamed. Now, this is just the beginning when it comes to Google Workspaces and screen readers. Next week, we're going to be talking about some of the problems that you might encounter when starting with Google Docs and a screen reader. And don't forget, this Thursday, March 17th, we are debuting our new feature right here on the Facebook group called IT Live Rooms. What will happen there is on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to open up a Facebook room where you can drop in and ask questions face-to-face about problems that maybe you've been having with either Google Drive or whatever topic that you want. We hope to see you then, but if not, we will see you next week for Tech Tip Tuesday. Hey! If you like this video and want more content like it, use the link below to sign up for our Screen Reader Tidbits emails. These emails come out every week and show you step-by-step instructions on how to do the most basic screen reader skills. If you want the latest Tech Tip Tuesday videos, you can join our Facebook group, AT for VI Professionals. The link is below. We'll see you there.